Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Ashes to Rubies podcast live stream on life and recovery
And
so
so
much more.
You know the closest thing to the crack cocaine as an addictive substance?
Sugar.
But I'm not like eating lines of sugar. In ulterior forms, and I would say alternative forms, like created forms.
Yeah.
I would say it's butter tarts.
Nana's
butter. Yeah, not butter tarts in general, because I've bought a butter tart or two in my life, and they're never like, the crust is never like I'm not dying for that crust.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we went. I had some friends over for dinner last night. And then you had a meeting, and we all just were sitting on the couch, and I knew that Nana had butter tarts. And so I just said, anybody want a butter tart at Nana's? And everybody had the same reaction. And we all piled into the car, and we piled into Nana's, and we had a butter tart.
Did you have one butter tart?
I had one butter tart, and I brought one for you.
That was very kind of you.
Yeah, I brought it back for you. I would say the butter tart is right up there with very addictive substances. And I'm not minimizing people's like real sugar addictions, because that is a real thing, like alcohol is to me, where a person would ingest sugar, it produces a physical craving for more and more and more and more, and they can't ever really safely stop. So I understand that. I'm not minimizing that. The sugar is a very powerful substance. I heard in studies, like I haven't seen the studies, but they say that if sugar was invented today, they wouldn't processed sugar, they wouldn't have it on the market. I don't know if that's true, but
so a question for you: how are you feeling? Because there are circumstances beyond your control happening. How do you maintain your serenity when
the world is falling around?
Well, no.
Power failures, power outages.
You have a new business. You just got your business. We just got the business license. We've got like the biggest event we've ever been part of, our biggest order we've ever gotten.
Keep talking.
Battery dies.
The battery dies.
How do you maintain serenity when all of that goes on?
I would say acceptance. Because if I'm in a place of acceptance, then it's really out of my control and out of my power. We got battery back. I would say the simple answer is acceptance. And just our lives. My life is very different this week than I thought it was going to be. Like, we had a plan for the week, a strategy for the week to get ready for the weekend for 50,000 people possibly, and we are the sober option drink of kombucha as a social enterprise. It's a big deal. This week we had it all planned out. We had a strategy, and now it's keeping a generator running. That's it. That's the strategy. Getting gas. So are you saying that I seem very calm and serene?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Is that a compliment? Or do you... Okay. So I don't want to be in denial, but at the same time, I don't feel like I'm hassled or stressed. I'm like, well...
Because the number of times that I think we should go check on the large quantity of kombucha that's being stored off-site shocks me.
Yeah, there's that too.
I often think we should just go check. We should just go check on it.
Just see our babies.
We should just go look.
Yeah, we have
We should have storage, a remote thermometer
and they're out of power as well in Vanier. And we have like 140 cases sitting there. So as long as it doesn't get too warm in there, we should be okay.
The science, and that the yeast... the kombucha has to be kept at a certain temperature. It can't go above a certain temperature. This kombucha is stored in a basement. I liked how you explained like all that science to me, because it's stuff I don't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the one problem with kombucha, the yeast will re-engage if like we have live culture in ours.
But you can safely say that that's not happening because it's in a cold storage.
Yeah.
Cold storage takes a long time but this isn't like
Get uncold.
milk where it has to be.
Yeah, it's not like milk where it has to always ascertain a certain temperature.
Oh.
So that's how I get through the night. I just know the science. I realize that I'm powerless to do anything about this, and it's interesting the curveballs that get thrown at a like we got our business license open for business on Thursday.
Yeah, and we thought we'd take a week of vacation this week.
Yeah, that seems like a great.
Seems like a great idea.
That seems like a great strategy. Yeah, thank you for asking. Your beauty amazes me. See, guys, you got to compliment them. All right, here we go. May 25th. In our reading, why do I do what I do? Why do I do what I do? It sounds like I'm recalling disappointing behaviors. Why did I say what I did? Why did I put off an urgent task? Questions like these, best asked of myself in a quiet time of meditation, demand honest answers. I may have no think deep, and I may have to think deep for them. I must go past all the tempting self-justifications, the reasons that lack the shine of truth. I tell myself that self-deception can only damage me in giving me a foggy, unreal picture of the person I really am. When I have given myself the answers, I will have made a good start in rooting out some of the shortcomings that block my search for serenity. Well, that's a good question. Today's reminder, my friends, here it is. I can prepare myself to make decisions only being aware of the kind of person I am by getting acquainted with myself. I know I must acknowledge what is wrong, but I must also recognize my good qualities, for they are the foundation of growth. Quote, to make good choices, I must develop a nature and prudent understanding of myself that will reveal to me my real motives and intentions. Amen. When I think of this, I think of myself going through the process of recovery, getting into the inventories. If you've done LifeLab, we go through these inventories which show us the cast of characters that talk to us, that don't define us, but they do talk to us. We get to see how they are all rooted in fear, and then we're given instructions to at the offset of every day, at the end of every day, to not destructively but constructively review my day and my actions. So you can't review something if you don't know what you're looking at. So I think that the process of inventory actually gets me to see my reality and to see where I've had shortcomings throughout the day. So I bring it to God, not me. I shouldn't have said this. I should have done that better. Oh, I said that. That was so stupid. Why would I say that? I'm asking God about I'm recreate. I want to not not beat myself up, think I could have done better, or I'll never get this right, because that's just going deeper into the hole. But how do I get God, join with God to constructively review my day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that when I look at this quote, like, to make good choices, I must develop a mature and prudent understanding of myself that will reveal to me my real motives and my intentions. What that process that you just talked about does is helps me see myself through God's eyes. And I can see, like, I see myself a certain way, right? So I'm the director, I'm the actor, I want to be in control. I think I have to fix everything, instead of like how this way of self-protection, the way of like being strong, or the way of like being a bull in a china shop. I begin to see myself through God's eyes and how God created me to be. As I give over my fear, as I give over all my self-protection, as I give that over, now I can develop a mature and prudent understanding of myself, how God created me to be.
And here's the other option. I can walk around self-deceived, only damaging me and giving me a foggy, unreal picture of the person I really am. And so I can walk around in delusion thinking I'm doing great, or thinking the world of myself. But I'm fueled by these motives. And so in my recovery, I've seen even good things that I'm doing are still motivated by a fear of not being recognized, not being seen as good enough, not being not being taken seriously enough. And so I've actually done good things, but actually been motivated by a fear that you're not going to see me how I really am. So isn't that crazy? I have to prove who I really am because you might not see who I really am. So I think constructively reviewing my day with God to be able to show me this stuff, but actually having to do the work prior to actually be able to see stuff that I'm not able to see. You can't see what you can't see. So God's not magically going to just go like show you and reveal these revelations about yourself if you've never done the work of seeing yourself. Yeah. Reconstructive, not deconstructive.
Okay.
Yeah. Good stuff. Wednesday, what are we going to do? Keep a generator alive. That's our goal today. We will see you at noon. Our boy Josh.
No, it's Karen.
Karen is speaking today on
forgiveness.
On forgiveness. That's a good topic. Yes. Yeah. So we'll see you at noon. Look at our social for the contact stuff for Zoom, and keep the peace, be of good behavior, and we'll see you at noon. Goodbye, my friends.